If you're walking around with this delusion of life, thinking that I've got to get approval from people, I care about the good approval of other people, I daren't do what my heart's telling me to do because, what will they think? Well, I can answer the question for you. They're not thinking anything. You're not important enough for them to give a long-term opinion of. Why? Because they're too busy being worried about what they think you're thinking of them. Everyone's running around in this bubble of self-importance, thinking, I wonder what everybody else thinks of me in my bubble of self-importance. And when that bubble bursts based on a reality check, then you start to experience more freedom. Then you start to be able to step up and say, well, okay, if that person starts to think bad of me, well, even if they do, which is largely in my own mind, because they're just being more worried about what I'm thinking of them. But even if they do, I come to the realization that I'm the star of my movie, which means that everybody else's opinion of me is none of my damn business. When I can walk through that, here's the paradox. Everybody you wanted approval from or significance from starts looking at you with different eyes. They're like, wow, there's something about that person. They're not playing the same game of the insecurity game and trying to be friends and sucking up and blah, blah, blah. And no, why? They're walking as if they're the star of their movie. When you understand money at its core, the reason most people don't have enough money is because they don't understand it. They think it's something you can get. No, it isn't. Money is something that is given as a result of the value you add. So if you're trying to get the money rather than give the value, you're always going to chase your tail. Just like walking into a gym saying, oh, wow, look at those weights. Hey, let me do a deal, Jim. Give me the strength. I'll go lift the weights. Well, we know that doesn't work, and a personal trainer is going to look at you like you're on drugs. Or you sit in front of the cold fire at night and say, hey, fire, I've just been to a negotiation class. I know, I got this, right? Give me the heat, and then I'll fetch you some wood. Oh, no, I'm sorry, life doesn't work that way. But so many people are saying, give me the money, and then I'll do something for it. No. You lift the weights, you get the strength. You chop the wood, you get the heat. You add the value, the money follows. And so trying to chase money because we think that we are, will be better or more certain or more happy or more approved of or more all of that BS. Absolute, stupid BS belief system, right? That, when we look at it that way, we start to realize that forget the money. If I'm chasing that, I'm chasing my tail. I'm chasing strength, not chasing lifting the weights. If I'm a sports person, if I'm a tennis star, I don't want to chase winning matches. I want to chase getting better at hitting the ball. As a result of that, and improving hand-eye coordination and reflexes and being able to move and stamina and all of that stuff, then I'll look over my shoulder and think, wow, I'm winning more. But if I'm chasing winning instead of the other actions, I'm chasing my tail. So the youth today really need to have a reality check on understanding that A, nobody cares enough about you to bother to give an opinion, certainly one that would rob you of your authentic expression to claim yourself as the star in your movie. And secondly, that if I'm focused on chasing money and trying to get money in order to be happy, you're never going to be happy because you're chasing strength, not chasing adding value. You're not chasing lifting the weights. You're not chasing chopping the wood. Focus on that. The money will follow. Now, when I say adding value, obviously everything is correlated. If you want to add value by putting tins on supermarket shelves, it's not adding a huge amount of value, so you're not going to get a huge amount of money. If you want to add more value, like what you're doing, you're adding value to so many people here. There is a corollary reward for that. Some of that will lead on to other things. Whether it's not immediately financial, it will be connections. People understand, wow, Chris is something about that girl. She's creating something. She's seeking to add value. That's the purpose. Oh, money will find you. Sponsors will find you. Opportunities will find you. You don't have to go chasing stuff when you're adding value. It's like you don't chase wages. You chase showing up at work.
Yeah, put in the work and, the value will come and everything else will make sense after that. I mean, there's so much that you put into, that answer. And, I think it all also boils down to like how we want to fit in and how we want people to see us and how we're going to find, significance and more likes on social media. And it all boils down to like wanting to feel great and not giving yourself permission to feel great now, right? And that's just so strange because it also comes back down to the idea that I am not worthy to feel great yet until I put in that value which, it comes back to its own spiral in its own way. But, we understand about growth and contribution. We understand that we need to put in the work and then be able to reap that reward, right? But when will we then allow ourselves to feel that we're worthy of feeling great now?
Well, I want to give a phrase to all of the people watching or listening to this that I'd encourage them to tattoo on the inside of their eyelids.
Okay.
No matter what I've done, no matter what I've not done, I'm worthy of love. And there's some basic premises here, because anything other than the ownership of that realization is what I call emotional immaturity. See, we don't get to choose whether we mature physically. That's part of the rule set. And we can stick on creams and take vitamins and slow it down if we think we can. But generally speaking, you don't get to vote on whether you age biologically. That's non-negotiable. But aging from an emotional perspective is a choice. And there are a lot of people today who sadly, especially the youth, are going to stay emotional teenagers regardless of how old their bodies get. And that's where we start to recognize that what are the key steps? Well, the first one I've outlined about the good opinion of others. The first really major step on the road of emotional maturity is the day you wake up and realize that it's okay not to be liked.
That's a big one.
Yeah, because we've been conditioned that, oh no, say please, go on. I'm going to post some crap about what I'm eating on what I call anti-social media. And I judge my self-worth based upon how many other people have been getting dopamine hits on scrolling by clicking an icon that makes me feel good about myself. Give me a break.
Exactly.
Right? If you said that to a psychologist 20 years ago before the internet, they'd put you in a straitjacket. Right? So when it comes to understanding that, when you wake up and finally become okay, not having to be liked, you experience so much freedom. The paradox is most people start liking you because you're demonstrating what it is that they want. The ability to not have to be run around Singapore looking for people or places or things to reattach my umbilical cord to try to get some oxytocin. So that's step one. Step two is the day you start to realize that life is not a comfort-centric experience. That's what's been sold to you on 20th, 21st century materialism, consumerism, that bombards you with messages every single day that people spend billions of dollars funding and hiring very smart people out of top universities to get inside your head, to press buttons you don't know are being pressed in order to make you convinced that you're not good enough unless you take an action or buy a product.